The city of New Orleans, really a sight to see and a wonderful place to visit. We're happy to be here tonight. Hello and welcome, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us on this Tuesday night edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. Our broadcast team tonight, on one side, Greg Anthony. On the other side, Steve Smith. On the sideline, David Aldridge. I'm Kevin Harlan. And coming down the back stretch, good time to check out the new power rankings. They're stuck in neutral, unable to gain any real positive momentum.
And when you look at Los Angeles, they just crushed expectations all season long. Only a few people thought they could sustain this level of excellence, but here they are.
Here are the starters for Los Angeles. The professor out there was shake and bake, and there's the bulldozer, and it's Clutch, and it's Terry in at the power forward position. And for New Orleans, they've got Christie. Clark is out there with Rivers. Then it's Livingston. Steve, we know it's a long season for the players, but talk about the coaches.
Kevin, you've seen it. Those coaches that are on a hot seat, they have those bags under their eyes, no sleep. Those coaches that have a long contract and they're winning, they're pretty good. And I think the coaches that sleep well is the coaches that have teams that they know that kind of runs themselves.
Clark, the pass to Livingston. Three-pointer, and he's good on the three ball.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from three. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Here's the professor. Now here's Lewis. Here's the professor. A three-pointer is right on target.
Matching baskets from the perimeter, an earmark of today's game.
Hey, players love competition, and the fans love it as well.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. Now here's Lewis. He picked up 18 points in their last win against Houston. Lock at 6. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
And I like to see this. They're calling his number early, and he's delivering.
It makes sense, right? You're trying to get off to a fast start, and he can help with that.
Here's Christie. Rivers looking over the floor. Over Lewis. Terry grabs the board.
Missing that one helps out all the analytical guys from the mid-range.
Lewis against Rivers. Lewis passes to the professor. Floats one up. It's tipped. Here's Clark. 14 points from him the last game against Phoenix.
And that is the exact type of opportunity this offense is looking to create.
You know, if you get the ball to the right guy in the right spot, more often than not, you're coming away with points.
The Pelicans have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Top of the key. And the Pelicans miss again. LA has gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Passes it to the professor. Los Angeles with another miss.
And you think of the resiliency of New Orleans. It feeds into the ethos of their sports teams, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Certainly the Pelicans have had their challenges too. Injuries, turnover, and leadership. You can't give up, though. I think that's something this organization and the fans can relate to.
Now here's Lewis. They count on his contributions, currently providing 16.5 points a game. Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession. With one game to go, let's take a look at how the final seeding will look out west. You take a look at Los Angeles. They've continued to play strong basketball, not utterly dominant, as the last part of the season grinds toward the playoffs. And it looks like, guys, they'll hold on to that #1 spot the whole way there. And, of course, there's the Pelicans. Right now, quite a ways down below.
And seeing where the Pelicans are, they've fallen all too quickly down to that spot at the bottom of the standings. If any team needed a bright start, it was them.
Yep, they're already been written off by a lot of people this season. I'm not ready to give up on them quite yet, but they better show me something soon.
And just trying to get some traction offensively. Boy, it hasn't been pretty.
You know, this is a good time to maybe switch up your strategy a little bit. You can't keep doing what you're doing and expect a different result.
And a quick look here at some of the numbers for him.
And, guys, how about the surge of offense he's experiencing right now? These last 5 games, he's been a machine at the offensive end. A different score than he had been earlier in the season. We'll find out if he can keep it going here tonight.
And the pass to Livingston. Clark for 3. Drops in the tray.
And just no excuse, guys, for leaving a shooter like him open beyond the arc.
The professor passes to Lewis. Pass to Clutch. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
Never a bad idea to run the old pick play.
You're right. And if it produces a slam like that, you'll probably see more of them.
Especially if the defense is going to allow you to do it. Have to switch on that play.
Buries it from three-point range.
That's the kind of D that you're not going to find success with, guys. They've got to get a hand in the face.
The professor passes to Terry. Passes to the professor. From deep three-point range, the long-distance 3 is buried. The professor's got 9.
In this period, they're feeding him, and he's feeling it.
Here's Rivers. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. And there's a minute 45 left in the first quarter. There's the pass to Clutch. Here's the professor. There's the 3. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
He's been a big factor in their offense tonight, making shot after shot.
Clark, the pass to Christie. Here's Livingston. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. From the arc. And again, New Orleans with the triple.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
How often do we see this these days? Clubs answering each other from range.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. Los Angeles making a switch here. And now a look at the point guards who have been taking matters into their own hands this past month. These are the top scorers at their position. Well, you look at the professor, leading the league in points per game. Such a great player.
Being at the top of that list, I mean, he's obviously been able to take it upon himself to give his team an offensive jolt whenever they've needed it.
He's the perfect picture of that modern point guard, a player who's so much more than just a distributor.
Here's Mayton. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. Here's Hollins. .46 seconds left here in the opening quarter. 6 on the shot clock. Three-pointer. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
Here's the professor. 20 points for him last game against the Rockets in Houston.
Good job of stepping up to the plate there, seizing back the momentum for his team.
That's the competitor in him. Close game. Let me have this one.
Now here's Hollins. And Hollins with the stuff.
Both teams racking up the points to start this game.
And you wonder how long they can keep it going. At some point, you expect the defense will adjust.
Here's the professor. Here's Lewis. It's the end of the first with a tie game here, and already these offenses are clicking. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from New Orleans?
Way to set the table. Offensively, they dominated on the interior.
They came in looking to attack from the get-go, willing to be physical and setting the tone.
Los Angeles has gone to three-point range 7 times tonight, knocked down 5 of them. Shrugs off the contact and dunks it. He'll go to the free throw line.
Oh, and he went for the two-hander on the slam using some muscle.
Some urgency from him there, sure. Los Angeles shooting their first free throw tonight. Steve, we're seeing more and more teams turn to high motion offenses with a lot of passing, a lot of movement. What makes those systems, do you think, successful in today's game?
I think when you're in constant movement, especially with the rules where you can't grab and clutch and touch, it makes it hard for the defenders to keep guys in front of them. And it's hard to switch defensively when you have a team always in motion.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. Taking a look at Los Angeles. We've got the professor. He's out there with Shake and Bake, and it's Sharp in at the 5 spot. Christie with the rebound. The Pelicans trail. Pass to Hollins. Here's Christie. Pass to Hollins. Takes a 3. Yeah, it's rebounded by Maton. And here's Los Angeles coming into this having notched a win against the Rockets in their last game.
Yeah, facing that hostile crowd, they just found a way to kind of tune out the noise and focus on the game.
What was beautiful, it was a tremendous game plan coming in. You saw the execution and you saw the results.
Clock at 2. Here's the professor. Drills the three-pointer. The professor's got the lead up to 4 now for Los Angeles.
And even after all those three-pointers he hit in that first quarter, it looks like the D still didn't learn its lesson as they've left him open for another one. And that's a special play coming from the 1 spot.
You know, his passing can take a backseat for that dunk. Wow.
It just shows you the versatility. This guy can do a lot of different things for you. Woo-wee!
And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Now here's Griffin. Up and in on the layup.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Kicks to Lewis. Over Christie. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. And Los Angeles leads by 5. Last outing for the Pelicans, it was a loss to the Suns. And here's Hollins. He's got 7. Another one falls for New Orleans.
Talented, driven. He puts constant pressure on your defense.
Los Angeles leading by 3. Here's the professor. He's got 21. Lewis outside. Lets it go from deep. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
They've given up a lot of three-pointers here today.
The Pelicans have gotten 4 of their first 5 shots to fall in the second quarter. Outstanding shooting. Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over. Last game matchup with the Suns, a tough loss there.
Hey, they had their opportunities, but let's face it, they choked from the line. Hard to win that way on the road.
And you could see them losing confidence, and it turned into a domino effect.
Both teams changing it up here.
And a chance here to take a look at the numbers for the professor. He's putting up 33 points a night, 3 assists and 2 rebounds. And he is such a huge part of what this team does on offense.
Yes, night in and night out, he's their go-to option. He accepts that responsibility and thrives at it.
Some nice passing here by New Orleans. Here's Verney. Nice shot from 10 feet out.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
The professor passes to Terry. Here's the professor, defended by Christie. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. The professor's got 9 points now in the quarter.
And wasn't sure he could keep up the pace he set from three-point range in that first, but boy, has he ever.
Back to Clark. No basket with that shot. Having trouble finding his range. He's 1 for 5. From deep. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
Man, the triples keep falling, guys. That's 3 in a row.
Got a hand on it.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
Here's Farrell, defended by Christie. The professor passes to Farrell. From downtown, nailed from three-point land. Farrell's got the lead up to 13 now for Los Angeles. Now Rivers. No points in the game yet for him. Here's Clark. It's deflected.
They keep calling his number, which is partly how they've dug this hole.
Very pretty alley-oop layup.
It's impressive, the level of domination at both ends, and you're seeing the results.
Especially considering it's on the road in front of a tough crowd. They've been able to block out the distractions.
Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over. This, their first look at this year's Los Angeles squad.
And they're facing the team that dismissed them from the postseason last year. So certainly a little payback in mind.
Don't need it, but I can't take a loss. I throw it up. Hey, I living in luxury. Where I'm from? Summer love. You ain't think this is the summer league. I was in hoodies and they wasn't with me. Willie used to shake when it did over 60. I'ma come clean cause they didn't flip it. Only got stronger cause it ain't. And they on the vibe, act like they are, but they not on my side. I went to it, but nobody cried cause this every day and it's not a surprise. This how it is, a day in the life. Check all your mirrors while you at the light. I'm from a place that nobody goes. Better leave early, don't stay till it's closed. Dude, like Robin. Rolex diamonds. Penny flip flops, I'm styling. Buy brown Rolex diamonds. Hey, dude, like Robin.
Here's Clark. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. To stop the run, and the layup is up and in.
And despite the hot start from beyond, they've gotten away from shooting the triple.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Pass to the professor from outside the arc. Second shot opportunity, and the layup is good. And Los Angeles leads by 15.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Here's Clark. From deep three-point range, and that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's Los Angeles, riding a 15-point lead at the end of the quarter. What a night they've had in terms of their shooting. Everything dropping in for them. And we'll be back with you shortly.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to 2K Sports, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Let's talk about that first half. And guys, for Los Angeles, Kenny, some perspective, please.
What a true demonstration of dominance. They made a commitment to owning the glass, and they made good on it. Blocking out, competing hard in traffic, that's the way you should play on both ends of the court.
And over to the big fella, your thoughts on the Pelicans.
Well, the bottom line, they got to defend the three-point line much better. They were concentrating all their effort into protecting the paint, and these guys were standing behind the line, yakam, splaka kataya, and that strategy backfired, Ernie. They gave up far too many open looks, and all those threes killed them.
And that's all we have for now. Tell the folks goodbye, Shaq. Tell the folks goodbye,
Goodbye.
Kenny. Goodbye. Go to Kevin Harlan.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. What a game we're seeing from the professor.
Well, through the first two, he has been nothing short of a marksman from deep.
What can you say? Shooting is a premium in this league, and you can see why.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Well, Steve, it's expected that we'll eventually allow 18-year-olds to enter the NBA draft. A proud Michigan State alum. Are you concerned players may miss something by choosing to skip the college experience?
You know, Kevin, in this situation, for sure, there are some players that I would say is going to make some mistakes and maybe come out too early and not be ready. But I think we have to allow them to have these decisions and not have these decisions taken away from them. I love college, but there are some guys that are just ready to go play in the NBA, just like other areas of life. When you're ready, you're ready.
Rivers out there with Clark. Then there's Christie. Then it's Livingston. So that's the group out there for New Orleans. The professor passes to Lewis. Feeds to Terry. Here's the professor. 6 to shoot. Knocks it loose. From deep. The offensive rebound. Terry. And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. And the shot goes in. Christie's got his second basket of the night.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
The professor passes to Lewis. And the foul on Big Smooth. That is his first foul of the game. Los Angeles making a switch here. Third quarter of basketball, about a minute and a half in. Lewis on the wing. He's guarded by Rivers. Just 5 to shoot. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
And hammering down the two-hand slam. The pass to Clark. Down low. Livingston, the pass to Clark. Here's Finneman. And another three for New Orleans.
Guys, he's been a one-man air raid coming at them time and time again.
Yeah, the defense has allowed him to get into a rhythm from there, and he's been relentless.
Here's the professor. 30 points in the game. Pass to the Bulldozer. This one for three. It's good from long range. The Bulldozers got 5 now.
3 out of 4 coming out of the half, showing good execution on the offensive end.
It's Rivers on the wing. New Orleans needs to get off a shot from 17 feet out. The shot misses, so Los Angeles will take it the other way. They led by as many as 18 points. Out to the right wing. Clutch the pass to the Bulldozer. Here's the professor. Again, Los Angeles.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Rivers passes to Christie. Back to Rivers. Tipped away, and the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Rivers. Now let's have a quick look at some of the league's top defenders in the season's second half. Take a look at the Bulldozer. Opposing teams always need to know where he is on the court.
Defensively, he's been a club. I mean, he has just been blanketing his opponents.
Los Angeles calls timeout.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Pelicans dance team.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Mayton's checked in, and Farrell's subbed in for Clutch. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it.
And they've got to keep him off the glass. For a little guy, he can be a handful on the offensive boards if you're not aware of him.
Hollins with it. He's got 9.
Dunks aren't always for the big fellas.
A serious power move from the point.
Forget just landing in. He wanted to make a statement.
The professor passes to Mayton. And he says, right back at you with a big dunk of his own.
Skying high, one of his advantages as an undersized forward.
Griffin looking around. Shot clock at 3. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And Hollins pulls it down. Pelicans trailed by 19. To the left wing. Griffin the bounce pass. Poked away. Here's the professor, defended by Griffin. Lewis outside. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. 5 to shoot. Mayton the pass to Farrell. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Griffin passes to Livingston. Back to Griffin. Pass to Hollins. To the left side wing. Now here's Griffin. Not a lot of room. It's rebounded by Farrell. And here's Farrell. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. Fires for three. That shot off. The Pelicans have gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Here's the professor. 32 points in the game. And Lewis has it in the corner. Here's Sharp. And no good on the last second attempt this time. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. Los Angeles on top as they end the third quarter on a 14-5 run. From New Orleans, back in a moment. And a quick look now at the State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Fundamental basketball. Keep your eyes up. Keep the ball moving. You're going to keep the defense on its heels.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. Taking a look at Los Angeles, we've got Shake and Bake, also the professor out there, and it's Terry in at the 4 spot. Passes it to Hollins. The 3. He can't hit that time. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. To the paint. Now the pass to the professor. Steve, how do you feel about the top college players getting some sort of compensation for their work?
You know, I don't know about top college players, Kevin. I think if you're going to do it, it has to be all college players because it's a team. And I think if you look at it, some of the ways I would love to see it, if those guys can get health insurance benefits, if they can get a longer time to finish their education, I love that type of compensation.
Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over. We've seen the professor really having a great game.
This guy is killing you, and so far I haven't seen a good adjustment defensively.
And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Now, here's Hollins. He's guarded closely. Hunt the pass to Hollins. Clock at 6. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Buckets. He's covered by Hollins. Here's Zeldin. And again, Los Angeles with a triple.
And those aren't the type of three-point opportunities that you can allow in the NBA.
Baker passes to Stanley. Here's Hunt to the right side. Here's Shepard. And again, no good by New Orleans. LA's gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter. Buckets passes to Maton. Steve, the G League is now offering select contracts worth $125,000. They want to attract prospects straight out of high school. What do you think of that?
You know, I like it, Kevin, and I think I'd love to see that number go up, and I like the opportunity for some of those guys to be able to go straight out of high school. It's good for some, it's bad for others, but I think you have to give those guys that opportunity.
And that one's good, Hollins.
It's enough to where you have to respect him. Had one triple in the first half, now has his second.
Here's Buckets, and that one drops. Buckets got his first bucket of the night.
Given the size disadvantage, you have to have a lot of confidence to take that shot.
And also a lot of skill. This is exactly the type of thing you practice for over and over again.
I tell you what a good thing that he showed up today, because without him, this thing would already be over.
Pass to Selden. The kick out to Young. Buckets. He's covered by Hollins. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. So it's both teams making substitutions here. Here's Buckets. That's in, coming off the assist from Young. Buckets got 5 points now this quarter.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Pass to Hunt. Shot clock at 6. Baker in the corner. Off target with his 3. For Los Angeles, they've gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the fourth. A pretty nice efficiency there. Buckets. Bishop covering. Count the baskets. New Orleans has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Passes it to Baker. Steve, it seems like criticism of NBA officials is reaching a very interesting level. We see players, coaches, and now even executives confronting these officials over their calls.
You know, I know we love the word transparency, but I think also for these referees, because of technology as well, we're seeing these players from so many different angles, and all we want to talk about if we're coaches and executives and players are the plays they miss, and I think that's what we're, putting too much energy in.
And they call an illegal screen here.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
It's often a tough call that can go either way, but I agree with you on that one.
And here's Young. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. They've allowed just 7 points here in the fourth quarter.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Los Angeles.
Looking at both these teams, they're great rebounders, and on any given night, you might not know who would have the advantage on the boards.
They made the most of those extra rebounds as well, Kevin.
And so this will now translate to 14 wins on the season. And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for the professor.
I thought he did a good job of filling out the defense early on. Then once he found his groove, he stayed aggressive throughout.
Here's Buckets. And again, Los Angeles with the triple.
Taking no chances. They go on one last run to seal the deal.
Not messing around at all. They were focused, relentless, and they got the job done.
Here's Baker. Bishop outside. From deep three-point range. And again, New Orleans has no luck.
And he's a good shooter from outside, but not sure from that deep.
You know, we're seeing players move further and further back to create space, but that does make it a tougher shot.
So it's Los Angeles winning this one easily. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
That's it, folks. The NBA regular season is in the books. For Steve Smith, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. See you later.